What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Against the Grain podcast, brought to you by 16 Under Golf. I'm your co-host, Andrew Wigington, and this is your other co-host, Kay Dill. Today, we're going to talk about something that I would say really gets on our nerves more than anything in the world, and that would be slow play. So, Kate, I'll let you start us off.
Well, there's nothing more infuriating than trying to get a quick round in and, you get it behind the five, some who can't hit it out of their shadow, but is putting for the Masters win at Augusta on Sunday. And, I would say a good normal round. We're looking at 4 hours. For these guys, I think 6.5, because most of them don't want to go home to their wives. If you're at the club, it's more than that, because nobody for sure wants to go home to their wives. I don't know. Your thoughts?
I just find it hilarious, and maybe things will change as we get older. I would like to think that they wouldn't. But when I go to play golf, I'm out there to play the game. And then afterwards, I want to go to the lake, or I want to go, hang out with my friends, or maybe see my girlfriend, or do something.
Here's the problem.
And
you have other hobbies.
Yeah, maybe go to the farm and fill up some deer feeders or something. But instead, we have to play behind 5-somes and 6-somes that are gambling, that stand over their ball on the putting green for, 5 minutes, and then finally blow a ball by the hole, about 10 feet past, and end up 3 or 4 putting. So
after they spot their ball each time,
right,
realign it.
So let me talk about Rule 5.6 A, which is unreasonable delay of play. It says you must not unreasonably delay play either when playing a hole or between 2 holes. Right? Well, I think every time I've been on the golf course and it's reasonably crowded, I would say that every single person out there breaks this rule. We are down here in Panama City, and we actually went over to Destin yesterday and got behind 2 groups, and they both had 5-somes, and they played so slow, and we felt like we were out there all day. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, you're a 2-some, or you're a 1-some, or you're a 3-some, that's what you get for going to the golf course. But I just think that watching people waiting for greens to clear when you are 275 and people are like, oh, I can get it there, and then they don't hit it 140. Yeah. So
people with a 5-some could play in a reasonable amount of time if they knew how to play. And I don't even mean you have to be good to know how to play. I'm just saying have common course etiquette of others. If you've hit 2 shots off the tee, and neither one of them are findable, and then you hit your third, and it's over here in the hazard, and the whole group's probably waiting on you, let's just pick up and move to the next hole. Truth be told, you probably shouldn't be out here playing on these courses anyway, because none of them are extremely easy, and you have to observe your surroundings. People, what's that phrase you use? People are never they're oblivious to the world around them.
Exactly.
We don't know what others are doing. I've hit 33 shots on this hole, and now I'm fixing to drop again. And it's like.
And meanwhile, there's
3 groups on the tee
stacking up behind you, and you just don't know that anything's going on in the world.
I don't know about you, but typically when they, we do some rules officiating. If you put somebody on the clock in a tournament, you're looking at it as like a 40. If it once it's their turn to hit, you got about 40 seconds, give or take. But that's what they say, 40 seconds. Have you ever tried to stand over a ball for 40 seconds? You ever tried to actually count out how long it takes you? Because I'd say the average, you're probably picking your line over the ball and had contacted, and I'd say 20 seconds or less.
Well, I think the biggest problem are people in the fairway, first of all. No one just plays their shot, right? If you're way over there on the right side and I'm on the left side, the way we play, we are hitting the ball at the same time. Unless we're in a tournament. Okay? If you're in a tournament, it's completely different. But
different setting.
When you're just out there on a Saturday, hit at the same time. If it bothers someone in your group, maybe don't play with that guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're that mentally weak to where someone, 50 yards away from you is hitting and that bothers you, maybe you shouldn't be on the golf course. Maybe you should take up knitting.
Right.
And then on the putting green, everyone thinks they're Jordan Spieth. And thinks, oh, I'm going to make this, 50-footer because they can't hit an approach shot in the green. God knows. So, they got to 30 foot putt, 50 foot putt, whatever it may be. And they think that, when they're going to go walk down in front of it using the, what's the method where you're standing with both feet and they can feel the green under their feet?
Oh, the aim point.
Yeah. They're doing the aim point, right? And they're out there. And next thing you know,
well, they saw it on TV. They don't know what the aim point is, but they saw it on TV.
Right. It's a 50 footer and they hit it 20 feet. Now they got a 30 foot. And then they repeat the whole process. Meanwhile, we're back there in the 100-degree heat, just complaining, and everyone's upset.
And everybody on the green gets within a foot and a half of the hole, and they're all spotting their ball. They tap it, they miss it, they spot it. It's like pick that thing up. I mean, come on. Yeah. I don't know what they're playing for, but it ain't that important.
Right.
But anyway, and my other thing on slow play you get, especially at public courses, and it happened to us, is just when you think you're going to make up a little time and they've picked it up, here comes the beverage cart.
That's right. Oh God.
Let's not leave out the beverage cart.
Yeah, let's quickly.
We all like the beverage cart, but people utilize it way too much.
Well, people see the beverage cart girl, and all of a sudden they decide that they have a little game, right?
Right.
And they're lucky to even have the wife that they have. People are already wondering, how did you even, how does anyone put up with you? And now all of a sudden we just have game. And we're going to go flirt with the beverage cart girl, right? And say a bunch of inappropriate things and stand there all day. And we think if we buy all kinds of stuff from her and leave her a big tip, then, maybe she'll just find us after the round.
Yeah,
maybe she'll say, please, can I come home with you? You're so hot. You tipped me so good. I want to go home with you. Please has that ever happened?
No.
Have you ever seen it happen? Have you ever heard of it happening?
If they knew what the beverage cart operators were saying when they come in about how creeped out they were, they wouldn't be doing that. But trust me.
Exactly. And you see, I noticed this yesterday when we played at Emerald Bay. I noticed the beverage cart girl was doing a really great job. She would be there probably every hole or two. And I noticed that the groups in front of us, they were just, like they had been out in the desert. They didn't have anything to drink. Right. It's like, you just saw her last hole. How do you need to go buy 6 more? Like, how is that even possible? Yeah. And I think what it boils down to is they see her. And it's not about what they need. It's about, I'm going to go over there and talk to her. And I'm trying to say something to make her like me. Well, I got news for you, buddy. You didn't have any game when you were our age, and you definitely don't have any game now. So if you knew what was good for you, and for your reputation, you wouldn't do that. You would just wave and say, thank you, I'm okay, and move on.
Most definitely.
But I think that's all the time we have today. So
one last point before we go, because we have to throw this in there on our weekly segments now, is the annoying phone call of the week.
Okay.
For the golf shop. Just let's throw that in there. My favorite. It's rained 3 inches, continually still raining. We get the call, and everybody that's worked in golf can tell you the phrase, how wet is it? Can't stand it. How wet do you want it to be? How wet does it need to be to get you to not show up out there and keep everybody at work unnecessarily forever?
Well, my question to you, Kate, is how are you supposed to answer that? I mean, if someone says, how wet is it? And you say, it's rained 3 inches. Well,
is it cart path only would be the following question.
Right. It's cart path. Well, of course, yes, it is. Well, how wet is it?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
What does it mean?
How do you answer? We didn't have a scale on how wet something was. Probably we need to invent that. We'll put it on a shirt or something. We'll get a ruler, and it'll just be a how wet is it ruler. I don't know. But anyway.
Absolutely. So if you guys know the answer to that question, how wet is it? Feel free to leave that in the comments.
We would love to know how to answer that question.
And also, if you have any recommendations on how to, start a movement to make people play golf quicker, also let us know. But that's all we have today. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.